Silver is crashing and gold is about to. I'm your host, Steven Van Metre, and thanks for joining me for part 2 of the Sunday Chart Show. We got metals, miners, dollars, and bonds. Let's kick this off with gold. Boy, it is not looking good. We're here with the RSI, the relative strength indicator. This is a momentum indicator. When it's down near 30, as it's at 29.99, it's telling you it's oversold. There's been too many sellers. Over 40 means momentum to the upside. We're now at oversold territory as gold continues its downward spiral and maybe headed even lower. Let's look at the MACD and moving average convergence, divergence, or crossover strategy, because all you care about is where the black line, which is MACD, crosses the red, which is the signal line, and you can see the MACD showing no signs of a bottom. It's completely ignoring the RSI, saying, hey, you're oversold. Well, I got more to tell you. Let's take a look at Momentum Timer Pro, which takes the 2 out of 3 signals, and to trigger a buy, it needs an RSI over 40, a positive cross on the MACD, or a buy on its own internal signal. You get 2 of those confirming. You get a buy signal. Now, this is the way you use it. This is a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month signal. See, it's telling you none, mid, telling you gold in a downtrend. So if you see a buy signal pop up on the daily and you're buying a downtrend, keep in mind, not a high probability trade. If you're going to do that, it is a risky trade. Keep your stops tight. You probably want to wait till you get more clearance. There's a link in the corner description below. Who knows why it is still free. Next report out on Monday. Bigger picture for gold. We've got price bearish on the 21 and 50-day moving averages. Momentum bearish below now all the key moving averages. 6-month momentum just broke. That's not good. A lot of algorithms trade around that 6-month mark. Let's look over the price charts. We've got the volume price analysis turned on. You can probably do this with your chart software as well. You see this big heavy band of red. Well, that's where most of the shares are traded for gold, and it's at around 1,800 an ounce. And lo and behold, price came crashing down. Now, I thought last week we would see gold kind of just oscillating here and run up and touch its 50-day moving average. No, sir. Came crashing down far below my expectations, although, as many of you know, I am bearish on gold, on the metals. I do think they come lower, particularly in liquidity crisis, and that's what's telling us here is there is problems in the plumbing, the financial system. That's what's driving gold down, right down to its volume profile. Buyers came in. They love that $1,800 price point. Look for some sort of lift in the next week as people say, hey, this is oversold. Don't care about the MACD. I like this price point. I want to take it higher. But if liquidity continues to dry up, then gold will stand no chance here. Let's go on to the miners. And they're not giving us much better signal either. We have GDX on the RSI, hit oversold last week, remained oversold. Buyers tried to come in, and well, they got nothing. And that's telling you there are problems in the plumbing. When you see equities bounce and you don't see the miners move, this is, again, a good proxy for liquidity. It's telling you it's problems. Look at the MACD. I mean, not even close to trying to close that gap down between them. Telling you downward spiral. Momentum Timer Pro, 16 consecutive sell signals. Now, notice here that on the 3 and 6 month, it's more of an uptrend, and on the 1 month, it's a downtrend. So it's potential to get a reversal here from a sell to a buy, and you actually might see some upward thrust. This is more of a lukewarm signal here with the 1 month being down. Now let's go on to the bigger picture. 21-day, 50-day moving averages headed down. Momentum now bearish across all the moving averages as it trends lower. Price or below all the moving averages. 6-month momentum has now flipped as well. Let's take a look at GDX. Again, good proxy of liquidity because you normally don't see this. Now, we talked about last week, I thought it was going to kind of seize up here around 33-ish and hold like it's done before. I mean, it blew through 33 like it wasn't even there. I mean, there's a speed bump. You see the volume sticking out as if nobody was there. It's now down to 30. Let's zoom out, and why this is a good proxy for liquidity, because when things go wrong with the plumbing, it just lets loose and price comes crumbling down. And so now support for GDX is sitting right here at about 29.50-ish. And boy, you break that, you've got a bit of support in here, right in this kind of broad supply zone at around 27. And don't hold that. Floor is coming out of the market. Again, you don't see price moves like this unless there's liquidity issues. Go back here to the pandemic. You see it. You normally do not see that. So it's telling you big red flags in the market. GDX is warning. And silver, well, bye-bye silver. It's headed lower. deep into oversold condition. It's been oversold. It's sitting at 28. Now remember, we looked at from part one of the chart show. You can be oversold and stay oversold for a long time, as we saw with junk bonds. Look at the MACD. I mean, it's not even making an effort here to close that gap down. Price silver heading lower. Momentum Timer Pro, 16 consecutive sell signals, clearly defined downtrend. And if you see a sell flip to a buy, it lights up gold. Yeah, you probably may want to pass on that unless you like the risk of it. And if you do, well, keep your stops tight. How about the bigger picture? All red, no changes here as price momentum, all bearish, moving averages, everything's below there. Not a pretty picture because silver's going a lot lower. And we've been talking about how this is a major topping pattern. It was just a matter of time before it broke. It finally broke here at around 21.86. Price came up, reconfirmed it. You can see here, it just kind of came back and said, hey, are there any buyers there? And the answer was no, just sellers. And it came down, found a little support here on Friday. Obviously, there was no volume indicator there on the 2-year chart. Let's zoom out. And what do you see? It's just right on the precipice of a breakdown. You're looking for an immediate move down to 18. Probably find a little bit of buyers there before it gets into the $16 to $17 range. There's really nothing holding out. This is clearly, if you've never seen a topping pattern, this is not the prettiest, but this is clearly a topping pattern. People have been unloading silver. This thing's coming down. Watch out below. It is done. How about we move over to the dollar? Talk about something that's oversold and is going to, or overbought, not oversold, overbought, and going to drive the metals and miners even lower. We've got UUP on the relative strength indicator. Overbought conditions. Remember, things would be overbought. We saw that with the energy sector for a long time before you see any price come down. So that's strong. Look at the MACD. Looked like it was going to slow down. Nope. Got a little more wind there. Nice move higher. Nothing slowing down the dollar. How about Momentum Timer Pro? 28 consecutive days. Strong uptrend. If you did get a pullback, it would tell you that perhaps there's an opportunity to enter. If you didn't, but look at that, all green. It's been all green. Price, momentum, above the moving averages. I mean, you think at some point this thing's going to pull back. But remember, things can go a lot higher for a lot longer than you think. And look at this 5-year chart. All of a sudden, do you remember when we talked about this as a bottoming pattern and everyone said, no way? I mean, I told you it was a bottoming pattern. You could tell by the volume profile. Price, which has gone shooting up. Let's go to the max weekly here. I mean, this thing is about to explode higher on UUP. How about the DXY? I know many of you follow that. Instead, that is looking like you've got to run up here to say, I mean, you got resistance at 120. So you're looking at an initial move somewhere around 112 higher on the dollar. I mean, this thing is going vertical, and for good reason. There's a dollar shortage, telling you there's liquidity problems. How about bonds, who look maybe finally going to start a reversal here? How about the RSI is at 37, briefly got above 40, and after being in oversold conditions twice, people are finally starting to nibble on this a little bit. How about the MACD? Still got a positive cross, and that is why you see 2 buy signals on Momentum Timer Pro. Now, who knows, if Monday we might see a sell. Now, what's starting to happen here is if you're buying these downtrends, which, again, I generally don't recommend unless you're a very short-term trader and really good at keeping your stops tight. It's in a downtrend, so what you should see is you'll see a sell, flip to buy, and then it'll flip back, and then it'll flip again. And what you're waiting for is this 1 month to start to move, and then you start to believe that, hey, there is a defined bottom building here. Of course, we know this is all bearish, but this will start to turn soon if we're seeing a bottom. Let's take a look at TLT. Of course, this thing is sitting near, I mean, it got down to its 5-year lows. I mean, you talk about looking for a reversal opportunity. At some point, this is going to be one, and it's sitting way down here. I mean, there's no real even point to looking at the volume profile this low. What we want to look at is the moving averages here. So you've got the 21-day. Notice how price came up and rejected it. Completely normal when you start to see a bottom built. Price will try to reject that. Now, what you want to see, unlike these moves up here where it hit the 21-day and just got pushed down, you see it kind of broke through but got pushed down, came up, got pushed down. You want to see price come up and try to flatten the 21-day moving average out. Now, it may cross a little bit, may get rejected and pushed back below, but what you want to see is a 21-day start to flatten out. If the bulls can do that, then you'll see Momentum Timer Pro build on its buy signals and give you a much more confident picture on moving in on that bottom. How about the energy sector? Something bonds need to reverse is XLE. RSI, remember, it got down. People started getting nervous. I said, no need. We had plenty of confirming signals, almost a run back here at its all-time highs as momentum's building. How about the MACD looking like a positive cross here? In fact, just a small cross, but still positive, looking to, as momentum's looking to push higher by traders. And how about Momentum Time Pro? Well, you got to sign up. Next report out on Monday. Price, of course, is bullish. Only thing here now, we see a little bearish move on the 21-day. Otherwise, everything is green. Let's take a look at XLE because there's something interesting here on the 6-month chart. Look at the volume profile. So here you're seeing is the sellers are showing up here. And that is a sign that a top is starting to form, and this thing will eventually roll over. And on the big chart, what it tells you is once all the people that are in there unloading their positions, price plunges, 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 plunges. If you're in this, keep your tops tight. Your stops tight. And with that, I'm Steve Van Metre. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back on Monday. Bye now.